are you? You ready for another great class? Thank you for working out with me. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're sharing this video and all my videos with your friends, your family. I want as many people to stay healthy as possible, especially during this time. Stay well, my friends. All right, let's get started. So we're gonna sit with our feet together. Stretch out those hip flexors. Try to relax your knees. You can hold on to your ankles or just push on your knees. Take a deep breath. And as you're breathing, sit up tall. Try to lengthen your spine, shoulders back and down. Feel a little pinch between those shoulder blades. Crack the walnut between your blades. Good, your neck is nice and long. You want your ears aligned with your shoulders. Deep breath. And let's begin to put your hands right behind your hips. Prop yourself up a little taller, opening up your chest, really pulling those shoulders together. And feel your triceps squeezing as you're pulling your arms back together. Your neck is long. See if you can relax your knees a bit more, letting your hips open up. Nice big breath. One more. Big breath. Lengthen your spine. Let's release your hands from behind your hips. Hold on to your ankles and roll your chest down through your legs. Relax your neck. You want to feel that rounding of your upper back. Leaning in from your hip flexors. Feeling that stretch all the way down your spine. Big breaths. Slowly begin to roll up, rounding your shoulders back. Good. Let's take one leg out to the side. Keep the other foot into your inner thigh, relaxing that knee to the floor. Now, as your straight leg comes out, you want to lay your foot forward, toes are pointing forward, and your back hip will come off the floor. That top glute is not on the mat. Begin to sit up as tall as you can, and we're rotating your body forward in front of that front knee. If you need to use your hand to prop yourself up, just place it on the floor next to you. Again, shoulders are down, your neck is long. Keep your foot laying forward, feeling that stretch inside your leg. Now we're going to take your upper body and you're going to twist towards your straight leg. Now we're going to lay that hip down on the floor and roll down, reaching for your foot. Continue keeping your toes laying forward. You're going to feel a very different stretch here in a second. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, try to lean a little farther down into that stretch. Take your time and roll up. Now that same leg that you're reaching for, we're going to turn so your toes are now facing the ceiling. And we're going to roll down, slide down, reach for your toes. Deep breath. Now that knee that's bent, you want to relax it to the floor. time and roll up nice and slow. Nice job. Let's switch legs. So you're going to lengthen that opposite leg. Bend your knee in front of you. We're going to start with your foot laying forward, so your toes are pointing forward. Your hip and that top glute is off of the mat. You can use your hand on the floor to prop yourself up if you need to. Start to lengthen your spine, sitting up tall, shoulders down, your neck is long. Open up your chest, freely take deep breaths. And think about your legs, try to relax your legs. Just relax into that stretch as you breathe. Nice job. Okay, now we're going to take your upper body and turn it towards your straight leg. Begin to roll down, reaching for your foot. Keeping that foot laying face forward. Now you might find a difference in the two sides of your body as you're stretching. One side's always a little easier than the other. Take your time and roll up. And we're going to rotate that leg. And your hips are laying down on the floor. And we're sliding down, reaching for your foot. Your toes are facing the ceiling. Relax your neck. Together. One leg will be straight out in front of you. Cross your other leg over. Look at your knee, and we're going to twist towards your bent leg. Place one arm on that bent leg, your other arm behind you, and as you twist, lengthen your spine. Deep breath, long neck, and look behind you as you're twisting. That will allow you to get a deeper twist. So we're pushing into this knee to assist with that twist. Let's turn back to the center. The leg that's crossed, we're going to lower your knee. So we're just sitting cross-legged. Straight leg, your toes are facing the ceiling. Let's take a big breath, sitting up tall. Roll down, reach for your toes, and begin to relax your neck. Deep breath. Try to relax your bent knee. Let that hip open up. Relax. Your time rolling up. Go ahead, uncross your leg. Let's cross the other one over. Start with your kneecap facing the ceiling. Look at your bent knee. Begin to twist towards that bent leg. We're going to put your elbow into your knee. One arm behind you on the floor. Sit up tall as you're twisting. Lengthen your spine. And look behind you, get that stretch through your neck. Deep breath. Begin to turn back to the center. Take that bent leg, just lower your knee to the side. Straight leg, your toes are facing the ceiling. Sitting up tall, take a nice big breath. And fold yourself forward, reach for your toes. Relax your neck. And relax your bent knee. Deep breath. Take your time rolling up, rounding your shoulders back. Uncross your leg. Good. Okay, we're going to sit with our legs together. Your knees will be bent, heels into the floor. Let's reach your arms out in front of you. Drop your shoulders so your back is flat. Sit up tall. Begin to pay attention to your spine. Lengthen that spine. Start to roll down to your tailbone. And rolling up, sitting up tall. Deep breath. Inhale, tailbone. Exhale, rolling up. Lead with your fingertips when you roll up. Keep your shoulders down. Tailbone. And roll up. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Scoop your belly in. 1 more time. And we're going to roll all the way down to your toes. Get a nice little stretch there. Relax your neck. Take your time rolling up and widen your stance on your mat. Okay, heels into the floor, knees are bent. Reach your arms straight out in front of you. So now we're between your legs. Start sitting up tall, belly scooped in. Begin to roll down to your tailbone. Roll all the way up, sit up tall. Deep breath, inhale. Scoop your tummy in, sit up tall. Nice job. Roll all the way up, lengthen your spine. 2 more. 2. And 1, roll all the way down between your legs. Relax your neck. Deep breath. Begin to roll up and bring your legs back together. This time, try to bring your feet flat to the floor. Give your tops of your feet a nice stretch. Okay, starting sitting up tall, open your arms out to the side. We're going to roll back to your tailbone and then roll all the way up, reaching for your toes. Roll down to your tailbone. Exhale to your toes. Tailbone, toes. Tailbone, toes. Good. Open your arms. Feel that pinch in your shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. And hold that stretch. Relax your neck. Rolling up. Let's walk your feet back out. Wide stance. Try to keep your feet flat to the floor. All right, start with your arms in front and open your arms out to the side. Roll all the way up, right through your legs. Deep breath, all the way down, reaching through your legs. Tummy in tight. Through your legs. Open your arms. One more. Open and together rest. Relax your neck. Take your time rolling up. We're going to bring your feet back together and then lengthen your legs. Let's get these obliques. Arms out to the side. Sitting up tall, you're going to feel that in your quads and hip flexors. Deep breath. Begin to twist all the way over to one side. You want one arm behind you and one arm in front, and your neck should be turned looking behind you. Let's twist back to the center, off to the other side. Big twist looking behind you. Inhale to the center, switch sides. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Nice job. One more each side. Big twist. Center. Twist. Center. Rest your arms. Roll your shoulders out. Good. You might need to shake your legs out a little bit. Okay, let's reach your arms back out in front. Now we're going to roll down, reaching for the outside of your opposite foot, and take your opposite arm behind you, looking behind you. Roll up to the center. Other side. Reach for the outside of your foot, opposite arm behind you. Turn your neck, looking behind you. Back to the center, sit tall. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Inhale. Big breath. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Good job. We got one more each side. Big twist. And last one. Rest your arms. Nice work. Open your legs to the edges of your mat. Shake them out if you need to. Okay, let's take a big breath. Sit up tall. Sit on those sit bones. We're going to roll down right through your legs, right through the middle of your legs. Now we're going to turn at your waist, touching the inside of one foot. Turn all the way to the other side, touching the inside of your foot. Back to the center, all the way up, and then twist to one side, center, twist to the other side, center. Roll down through your legs. Touch the inside of your foot, center, other foot, center, roll up, sit up tall, turn at your waist, center, other side, twist, center, roll down, foot, foot, center, roll up, twist, twist, center, good, roll down, foot, foot, center, roll up, twist, center, twist, center, one more, roll down, foot, foot, center, roll up, twist, twist, center, and rest. Nice job. Okay, let's bring your legs together. We're going to roll down, laying on your back, all the way down on your back. Open your arms out to the side, even with your shoulders, and lower both knees to the side. Stretch that lower back. As your knees are to the side, you want to open up your chest, pushing that opposite shoulder down into the floor. Begin to turn your head the opposite direction of your knees. Take your your time, rolling your knees up. Lay your spine neutral on the mat. Lower your knees to the other side and begin to turn your head the opposite direction of your knees. Open up your chest, keep your arms stretched out. Take a deep breath. Roll your knees back to the center. You're going to keep your arms opened up nice and wide. Lift both knees up into a tabletop position. So you want that lower back on the floor. Back your knees up so they're on top of your hips. If you need to bring your knees closer because that keeps your back down, please do that. Otherwise, if you can keep that back down, make sure your knees are over your hips. Good. Legs are at 90 degrees, and we're going to hold it here. So concentrate on your lower back and your stomach, pulling your belly button down towards the floor without moving your legs. Deep breath. If you start feeling your shoulders try to do some work for you, relax. Relax your upper body. We're going to start making small circles with your legs from your hips, continuing to pull that lower back down into the mat. Small circles. Good. One more in this direction and reverse it. Go the other way. Try not to change the angle of your legs. I'm going to keep that tabletop position. Otherwise, if you're a little closer, you're circling closer to your body. Deep breath. Relax your shoulders. One more circle. Slowly bring your feet to the floor with control from your core. Good job. And then tip your hips up like you would do in the beginning of a bridge. Just lift your hips. Stretch your back in the opposite direction. Good. Okay. Bring your spine down so it's neutral. And then we're going to bring both knees up to your chest to start with. So let's really get that lower back down in the floor. Okay. Open your arms. Keep your abs in tight. One leg at a time. We're going to bring it forward, shooting it straight out in front of you. And bring your leg down as low as you can, keeping your back flat to the floor. So if you need to raise your leg up a little higher, you're going to keep it higher. And switch. Abs in tight and switch. Deep breath. Concentrate on keeping your lower back into the floor. Big breath. Lengthen your leg. Full length out of that leg before you switch. We got one more each leg. Push it out. Last one. And hug your knees. Pull them in nice and tight. Rock on your hips. Good. Okay, place one foot at a time on the floor. Let's roll over onto your side and get those obliques. Lay all the way down on your mat. Stretch your legs out in front of you, all the way down so you can make a straight line. Hips are stacked on top of each other. Belly's pulled in tight. If you need extra support for balance, keep your top arm on the floor. Otherwise, reach your top arm to the ceiling. I want you to open up your chest. Okay? Let's lift your top leg just so it's even with your hip. Begin to pull your belly in a little tighter, and we're going to lift your bottom leg to touch your top leg. Hold it there. Now from here, we're going to lift both legs a little higher, pinching that oblique. Little pulses. Good. So you want to feel your hip bone come up into your rib cage. Big pinch right there. If your hand's on the floor, try not to push too hard with your hand. Try your fingertips. Good. Straight up, straight up. 2 more. 2, 1, and we're going to stop with our legs off the floor. Keep that top leg lifted. Lower your bottom leg. We're going to hold that top leg up. Big breath. Now lift your top leg a little higher than your hip. And lower. Deep breath. Exhale. Engage your core. Feel that oblique. Squeeze as you lift. Again, you're going to feel that lift of your hip towards your rib cage. Just want to lift your leg up higher than your hip. 2 more. 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Bend your knees and lower that top leg in front of you. Release your hip. Okay, let's bring your knees back together. And we're going to rotate your feet off the floor so your knees are down into the mat. We're going to take that top leg and lift your knee, opening up so your kneecap faces the ceiling. Squeeze your glute, your hips. Try to keep your arm off the floor, reaching for the ceiling. Let's bring your knees back together. Good. Deep breath. Exhale. Open. Inhale together. Exhale. Open. Inhale together. Nice job. Tummy in tight. 2 more. 2, 1. Rest your feet. Rest your arm. Good. Keep your knees bent. Good. Let's take your top arm back up to the ceiling. And we're just lifting your top leg. We're going to keep your knee bent, lifting your top leg so you're pinching that oblique again. So kneecap to the ceiling. We're going to keep a 90-degree angle from your ankle to your knee to your hip. Lower your leg and lift. So as you lift, bring that hip to your rib cage. Exhale, lift. Lift. Good. Nice job. Keep your hand on the floor for balance if you need to. We got 2 more. 2 and 1. Rest. Wonderful. Place your hand on the floor. Push yourself up. And switch sides. Lay all the way down on our other side. Lengthen your legs out in front of you, forming that nice straight line. Hips are stacked on top of each other. We're going to keep your top hand on the floor for balance if you need to. Otherwise, raise your arm to the ceiling. Open up your chest. We're going to take your top leg, lift it up just so it's even with your hip. Engage your core and begin to lift your bottom leg, meet your top leg. I'm going to hold it here. So as you're holding it here, think about your hip, and you want to be lifting your legs from your hip. So you're starting to feel that big pinch in your waist. Good. Now we're going to start to lift both legs a little higher. Good. Hip bone to your rib cage. Focus on your core. Good job. One more. Lift. We're going to hold it here. Now just lower your bottom leg. Keep your top leg lifted. Good. Now we're going to lift your top leg higher than your hip and lower. Now when you lift your top leg, again you're bringing your hip bone up to your rib cage. So lifting your leg but using that hip. Nice work. Two more. Lift and lift. Lower your leg all the way down. Rest your arm. Let's bend your knees. Lower your top knee in front of you. Release your hip. Let's bring both knees together. We're going to keep our feet touching. Lift your feet off the floor. Keep your knees down. Top arm up to the ceiling. Good. Start to open up your top knee. Hold it right here. So you want your kneecap facing the ceiling, squeezing your glutes. Start to lower. Good. Bring your knees together. Exhale. Open. Inhale together. If you need your hand on the floor, place it down lightly, maybe with your fingertips. Otherwise, reach for the ceiling. Squeeze your glute. Kneecap facing the ceiling. Two more. 2, 1. And rest your feet, rest your arm. Nice. Good. Okay, we're going to keep your top leg bent. Bottom leg's going to stay on the floor. Let's reach your top arm to the ceiling. We're going to lift your leg higher than your hip, keeping your knee bent. So we have a 90-degree angle. Deep breath. Lower your knee and lift. So you want to lift with that hip. Pinch your oblique. Good. Pinch. Pinch. Oh, you'll definitely feel the glutes. Nice job. One more. Lift and lower. Rest your arm to the floor. Let's push yourself up. We're going to come back into that butterfly pose with your knees apart. We're going to hold on to your feet or your ankles and roll your chest down through your legs. Relax your neck. Stretch those hips out. Deep breath. Go ahead and take your time and roll up. Bring your knees together. We're going to roll back down onto your back. Reach your arms out in front and roll down slowly, touching your lower back, middle back, and upper back. Lay your arms all the way down to the floor. Reach behind you, nice big stretch. Walk your feet close to your body. Open up your arms, even with your shoulders out to the side. We're going to touch your feet together. Tip your hips up. Begin to squeeze your glutes and peel one vertebrae at a time up off the mat. Squeeze those glutes. Good, lift your hips. Start little pulses right here. Little squeezes. Nice job. 2 more little squeezes. Squeeze, squeeze, and begin rolling down. Touch your upper back to the mat, middle back, lower back, and then your hips. Good. Walk your feet apart so your feet are even with your hips. Relax your arms. Take a deep breath. Start to tip your hips up, squeezing your glutes, peeling one vertebrae at a time off the mat. Lift your hips. Make sure you have that straight line from your upper back to your hips. Ready? Little pulses. Squeeze. Lift your hips a little higher. Little squeezes. Not coming all the way down to the floor with your hips, just little pulses at the top. Couple more. Squeeze, squeeze, and begin to roll down, touching your upper back to the mat, middle back, lower back, and then your hips. Good. Now we're going to walk your feet out so your feet are wider than your body. Wide stance. Begin to tip your hips up, squeezing your glutes, rolling up lower back, middle back, and upper back. Lift those hips. Feel that stretch in your hip flexors and your quads. Start your little pulses. Squeeze. Deep breath. Nice. Good. All right. Last 2. Squeeze, squeeze, and roll down, touching your upper back, middle back, lower back, and your hips. Let's walk your feet close together again. So we're touching our feet. Reach your arms back behind you. Tummy scooped in. Tip your hips up. Make sure your spine is neutral to the mat. Belly button's pulled in tight. Deep breath as you exhale. Roll up. Reach for the tops of your knees. From here, we're going to lift your legs to tabletop. Lower your feet to the floor and roll down. Deep breath. Exhale. Roll up. Lift your feet. Lower your feet. Roll down. Exhale, roll up. Lift your feet. Lower and roll down. Keep your shoulder blades off the mat as you lift your feet and roll down. Roll up. Lift your feet. Tabletop position. Lower and roll down. Roll up. down. Nice job. Okay, open your legs so they're even with your hips. Arms behind you. Tip your hips up. Take a deep breath. Exhale, start to roll up. We're going to reach through your legs, Hold it right here. Keep your shoulder blades lifted. Lift one leg to tabletop. Place that foot on the floor. Lift your other leg, tabletop. Foot on the floor and roll down. Exhale, roll up. Reach. One leg, two legs, and roll down. Big breath. Exhale, roll up. Lift, lift, and roll down. Gaze at your legs. That'll help to release your neck. Shoulder blades lifted, abs pulled in tight. One more, roll up, lift, lift, and lower. Good job. Now we're going to do wide stance with your legs. Wide stance. Walk your feet as close as you can to your body. Okay. Hips are tipped up slightly. You're going to start with that neutral spine. Deep breath. We're going to roll right up through your legs, right here. Now both legs lift into tabletop, into a slight V. Your knees are outside your hips. Feet to the floor and roll down. Roll up, hold it. Lift to tabletop, feet to the floor, roll down. Good. Roll up, lift to tabletop, feet to the floor, roll down. Roll up, shoulder blades off the floor, and roll down. Good. Roll up, lift your feet, feet to the floor, roll down. Two more. Roll up, lift, lower, and down. One more. Through your legs, lift, lower, and down. Nice job. Bring your feet closer together. Open your arms out to the side. Let's stretch that lower back again. Lower both knees off to one side. Turn your head the opposite direction of your knees. Begin to lift your knees back to the center. Bring your spine down so it's neutral. And lower your knees to the other side. Turning your head the opposite direction of your knees. And to lift your knees back to the center. Reach your arms back behind your head. Tip your hips up, pulling your abs down tight. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, begin to lift your arms, your chin to your chest, looking down at your legs, lifting your shoulder blades. Roll up, reach for your knees. Start to walk your feet out away from your legs. Lift your middle back, lower back, and roll down, reach for your toes. Good job. All right, we're gonna roll over and end with a plank. Let's aim for a minute. If you need to rest, go ahead and do so. Also, if you're doing a modified plank with your knees on the floor, you can use extra cushions under your knees. So we're gonna do an arm plank. If you're in a modified plank position, your hips are down towards the mat and you continue to lift up tall with your shoulders. You can also bring your feet off the floor. That will We'll make it a little more challenging. Otherwise, toes are curled on the floor. We're gonna lift into a full plank, hips are down. Ready, go. Deep breath. You want to balance the weight from the front of your body to your toes. Lift up tall with your shoulders. And lower your knees to the floor. Roll back into child's pose. All the way down, hips to your heels. Take a deep breath. Lengthen your arms in front of you, lengthening your spine. Now release your arms, bring them down around your hips, and rest your shoulders. Place your hands on the floor. Push yourself up. Nice job. Thanks for joining me today. So we worked on core, a lot of core work. Your core is made up of your lower back, your stomach, your obliques, your hips, and your glutes. We touched on all of those body parts today. I hope you felt it and it burned so good. All right, have a great day. Thank you for joining me and stay healthy. Bye-bye.